Hey guys, before this video starts, make sure you guys check the link in the description down below to fill this form out if you want to, so you can be featured in the next podcast episode. You don't have to, it's totally anonymous. That's why this is Yes or No is here, and I hope you guys enjoy the episode. Bye. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Peace, Love, and Serenity Podcast. I'm here today with a co-host. It's crazy. Last episode, we talked about Juneteenth and how it was a special occasion for all the Black Americans out there. You know what I'm saying? So back to my co-host. I'm with my brother for life, my boy Jaylen.
What's going on?
All right. So today, let's talk about something interesting. Let's talk about spirituality. Spirituality.
Spirituality.
Yo, this is a friendly reminder to please stay in school. So okay, so everybody knows there's multiple different religions, right?
Right.
There's different religions. You know, how do we know which one is the right one?
Shit, I never really thought about it like that.
Why you cussing? Don't cuss. Now I gotta bleep that.
Shoot.
We'll go edit that out.
I don't really know, man. I mean, I'm a Christian. I feel like that is the religion I support. I mean, I support all religions, but that's the religion I really stick to.
Okay.
I don't know what's right or what's wrong, but to me, there's only one God. I don't know who.
There is only one God. That's what everybody says.
You sure?
You know, everybody says there's only one God, and that's why we have so many different religions.
Them Greek dudes be saying it's multiple.
Well, that's because that's different. That's different because it's still just one God that's broken up into sections like a business.
Right.
Like at Walmart, you got the cashiers, then you got the stockers, and then you got the people that clean the floor, and that's how they see their gods.
Right.
Well, I'm not saying any of them finna mop Walmart, but so what? Zeus, the lightning god. Who else? Poseidon, the water god. You know, it's different people.
Hades, the god of the underworld.
Right. People don't want to go to Hades, though.
Yeah.
But I know you saw Hercules. Hades looked like a cool dude. I ain't trying to go, but, you know.
I mean, yeah. Hades don't seem all too bad.
Yeah, right. You know, they made him seem like he was a cool dude.
In Greek mythology, he did. Yeah, we're not going to talk about it.
Not so cool there. But yeah, I agree with you. I'm a Christian, you know. I support God. I believe Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, you know. Right. But only I believe that because that's how I was raised.
That's how I was raised too, yeah.
Right? So say okay, so do you believe people can be raised on one religion and then choose to follow another? Or do you think people follow certain religions because they feel like it's a different calling to them?
I feel like it's a little bit of both. A lot of people I know, they were raised by like Christianity, going to church, praising God every day. But a lot of them just, I'm not religious. You know, people are like, oh, I'm not religious. I don't really believe in God no more. Like, you know, you got people that do that, but I feel like if you really believe in it, then there should be no doubt in what you believe in.
And I feel like when it comes to religion, I feel like Christianity is one of those main religions where if something goes wrong, they blame God and choose not to follow it more than any other religion out there.
Right.
Because it's so quickly, because people would rather point the finger to somebody else than see themselves of what they're doing.
Right. It's just people's pride, you know. They don't believe that they're doing anything wrong. They put all the blame on the higher power because, oh, he's supposed to be watching over us. He's supposed to be protecting us. But, you know, you're all the power, you know, everything you choose to do is in your hands, you know.
Right. And it's all about faith. You got to have faith, not only in God, but yourself. You got to believe not only he can do it, but you can do it.
Right.
Because you can't rely on God to do everything, open doors for you all the time. He gonna open a door, but he wants you to prepare yourself for it. And if you're not ready to receive your blessing, he gonna be like, oop, on to the next.
Right. Exactly. You just got to be ready at all times, you know. Make sure you go to church. Make sure you read the Bible.
Got to do the work.
Right.
Got to do the work. Do God's work. You got to do God's work. And by God's work, and I got into a disagreement with one of my friends because they thought I meant do God's work as in, all right, we finna choose who lives and dies.
Right.
You know, I mean, what I mean by do God's work, I mean, follow the path that he has set for you. You know, and when you reach that end of the path, then you'll be a whole lot better than from when you started. And the devil's always going to put obstacles in your way. Always. You just got to know, you got to weed out. You got to know who you talking to. And God sometimes will talk to you through other people.
Right.
And yeah, go ahead.
I feel like he is, like, I've just started realizing, like, most of the things that have been happening in my life were life lessons from God. Like, if somebody leaves my life, they weren't supposed to be in my life. They weren't supposed to be in the path to my success in the first place.
Right.
They were just life lessons for me to learn and try to propel myself forward as a man. You know?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Even friends I've had for a while, like, if they leave, then they weren't supposed to be there long term. They were supposed to be there for the moment.
Right.
So I've really just been thinking about it like that. Like, I don't be like, oh, why did this happen? Like, but like, they were just a life lesson.
Right. And you know, when I hear life lesson, I think of this one saying that I heard, and you know, I'm a big Tyler Perry fan. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Right.
I be, you know, I be listening to Tyler Perry a little bit, and I was listening. He plays this character named Medea, old gun wielding grandma, pistol packing grandma.
Right.
Everybody know Medea. It was this one lesson that was said, and you know, hold on, where was I? Oh yeah, so pistol packing grandma, and you know, she told me this one story. I was listening to it, and she goes, "You gotta keep everybody in your life is like a tree." I was like a tree? They don't stand still, what? You know, it didn't make no sense to me. So, right. By like a tree, see, trees have multiple things to it that helps it, you know, be a tree, get everything it needs. So, a tree, fake friends, she described fake friends as leaves on that tree. You know, after, only there for a season, you know, after that, they fall off, they wither and die. Some friends are like the leaves on that tree. Some friends are like the branches of that tree and make you look good, make you look strong. And then when you go and try to step out on one of them, they snap and break. So it be friends there that you think have your back, and you know, they just on the tree. That means they getting something from you. They taking, and then when you try to, you know, take from them, take the support, take the love from them, it just snaps. The twig snaps and dies. You can't rely on them. But she said it's a certain type of friends. Get you some friends like the roots of the tree, because in the roots of the tree, you can only have about 3-4 roots in that tree. 3-4 roots of that tree. And the tree, that's all it needs. So find you 2-3 good friends on that for you to survive. And that really stuck with me, because I was like, I had a lot of leaves and branches, but I don't have no roots.
Right.
You know? So, I mean, Jaylen, one of my roots, you know what I'm saying? I can rely on him, he can rely on me. We roots of our trees, man, you know? So it's something you really got to look out for. And God, trust me, you turn your life to God, he gonna be like, nah, they wasn't good for you, my boy. And then get them right out your life. Best thing I've learned, you know, going through my steps of spirituality. There we go. I said it right.
Yeah.
I've learned that God will weed out the good from the bad, the good from the evil, and, you know, help you move forward in your life. Only up. God will take you out that ditch that you built and make you levitate right on top of it.
Exactly. I feel the same way, man. I feel like I don't really have that many roots. I could just be like, oh wow, I could just rely on him. Cory is definitely one of them. But really, like, all my roots, I don't really think I have had any roots. Like, I've had a few roots. A lot of them, like, died out, like Cory said. You know, a lot of them just died out.
The roots don't die. The leaves die.
A lot of people I thought were roots. Let
Okay.
me change what I said. A lot of people I thought were roots, but turns out they was just leaves and branches, like he said. They was just there for the moment, and then like a branch, they snap and break, and I don't even expect that. I'm like, wow, and I'm like, God, what happened? What did I go wrong? Because I'm like, you know, I'm always a person where I'm like, what did I go wrong? I'm never like, oh, well, he did that. Like, no, I'm not. What did I go wrong? And then basically, you know, everybody has something they could have done different. But I feel like, yeah, they were life lessons. Like, they weren't supposed to be there.
Right.
Like, they were just there for the moment. Like, I could say that about a lot of fucking ex-girlfriends.
I gotta bleep that.
Hey, we gonna edit that out. I can say that about a lot of ex-girlfriends. I'm not gonna lie. But it's crazy. Life is just a big old lesson.
And I'm gonna be honest, I've had my times where I was like, nah, God isn't real. I had those times because I used to go through, I went through it. I had so many, you know, negative experiences in my life, and I'm just like, nah, God isn't real. God doesn't care about me. If he cared, he wouldn't have done this. And there was so many times where God would speak to me through people where he'd go like, you can handle it. And I'm just like, nah, man. What you know? Not knowing it was God talking to me. So, I mean, he has this voice that I hear constantly telling me to do the right thing. Do I do it all the time? No, but God ain't done with me yet. So you gotta be patient just a little bit.
And I hear them say voices too. I feel like I always hear God in my voice, like telling me, don't do that. Don't do that. Do this. And I'm like, okay. Do this instead. Okay. Yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord. That's all it be, you know. I always hear them voices, you know. When you a firm believer, you know, you always gonna have the voices in the back of your head telling you, you know, God is telling you not to do that, or God is telling you, you know, oh, that wasn't a good decision. I feel like you should have did this. And I'm like, okay. Like, you just got to take it all in, you know what I'm saying? When God speaks to me, I definitely always try to listen, because if I don't listen, I know it's going to lead to some consequences.
Right.
It's like Adam and Eve and the apple, you know what I'm saying? Like, every time I do something bad, God is always like, man, why did you do that, man? I told you to do this, man. You did the opposite of what I told you to do. Now this gonna happen, and it happens, and I'm like, oh, shoot.
Man, and to end this podcast off, man, I love God. I love him.
I love God as well.
I love God, man. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be where I'm at in this moment. You know, I wouldn't have found my support systems, my best friends. I almost swore. Excuse me. my best friends, and it's all thanks to him, honestly. So, you got any closing words before we get up out of here?
Man, all I have to say is, sometimes the decisions you make aren't always the best decisions. And I know everybody goes through something. But what I say and what I keep with me is, God wouldn't put me in a situation that I can't handle.
Right.
So I always try to handle the situation the best way I can. You know, try to be like, okay, let me think this through first. Will God want me to do this? You know, sometimes I'm like, you know what would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? And I'm like, okay, let me do this way. So sometimes you just got to look inside yourself and, you know, just find out what would Jesus do.
And honestly, that's what I do. I ask my friends, because I go to youth group every Sunday. I ask my best friend Paige. I go, WWJD. It don't matter what the situation is. We could be, you know, listening to the ministry, you know, playing Uno. WWJD. What would Jesus do? And we just live by that. So, anyway, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this podcast. Hopefully we can get Jaylen on here a little more often. Thank you for being here with me as my co-host. And, yeah, guys. Anytime? Don't say that. I'll show up to your house at 3 o'clock in the morning. Talk about
Not anytime. Make sure you at least text me first.
I'll be like, let's start the podcast. No, but in all seriousness, it's been a great day. Give your lives to God. I'm telling you, it's the best thing you could ever do. Unless you have kids, then that might come. Nope, Jesus comes first. Cause I say, if I got kids, Jesus come first. Then it's my kids. Not saying I give my kids away. Yeah, nah, you got too silent. You can't.
I was trying to process what you said.
But yeah, guys, if you guys enjoyed this podcast, you already know what to do. Leave a like, comment. You know, let me know. What topic should we talk about? And hopefully I can get that Google form open for you guys to type in and send me letters about what y'all want to talk about, because we're talking about everything on here.
Everything.
We're talking abuse. We're talking relationships. We're talking God.
Everything.
We're talking everything. We'll even talk about how trees grow. Like, it could be anything. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next podcast. We out.
Peace.
Skizzle. I'm never doing that again.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.